Hey Oscar, welcome. Let me know if the music is too loud. Yeah, thank you. The marketplace is pretty awesome. Um, I mean, there is still some work that I need to do on them to optimize them a little more, but it's a great start, and for the price, it's, you know, can't beat it. Oh, let me turn it down. Yeah, let me know if that's better. Um, so yeah, I think from the last time that I did the stream, um, I did a couple of more things. Oh yeah, no, thank you for letting me know. So one thing that I did was I've created equipment. So now you can like pick up an item. So for example, this gas torch, and depending on the type of equipment, you get a different item here. So for example, this is the torch. So if it's an equipment, and then you also get the. So this would be an apple. I need to make them a little bit more easier to find. Oh yeah, no, definitely is. Though considering, yeah, this big rock has no LODs, so so yeah, it's definitely gonna put up quite a bit more, polys, or yeah. Um, but yeah, so sorry, uh, I was gonna show you the equipment. So first of all, let me see, where was that apple? Yeah, one of the things that I probably want to do is make these things easier to find, because I mean I'm not gonna scatter them along the forest floor, but at least the detection box could be a little bigger than just the exact same, the exact apple. So let me pick up a couple of these items. So now in the inventory, um, you have an apple and you have the torch. So for the apple, if it's consumable, you get the option to consume. For the torch, if it's an equipment, you get the option to equip. Yeah, that's the plan. I want to create a bigger collision because right now the collision is like really just the size of the apple, so I need to make that a little bigger because yeah, it's definitely too small. But yeah, so for the equipment, you can equip it, and you'll see that this changes to unequip, and I get a little message box down here that you have equipped the gas torch. Um, so so now if you press T, you equip the torch. Um, and yeah, I'll probably have spawnables or like spawning areas. So now if you turn off the torch and you go back into the inventory and you unequip it and you try to turn it on again, it just says you need to equip the torch first. So equipping the torch, and then you can turn it on. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Um, but yeah, eventually I'll have some maybe like a what do you call it? Like a cooler, that you can store food in. That would act as a spawning thing. So maybe scatter those across the map, and then you can pick stuff out of it. Like a food. In general food. So and maybe inside the house where you might be paying a little bit more attention to things. Maybe have a um, you know items on the table, or in the kitchen somewhere where you might think to look for them. Um, so So that would be the plan for that. So right now I was working on this area here that would be kind of a um, I'm not sure. Did I show you the crafting part? Um, yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, either spawn random things or something like that. So I think for the crafting for this little demo that I want to do is going to be to craft maybe a fire or something like that, like a campfire. But right now, I'm not sure. Maybe I showed you crafting. I can't remember. But So let me add a couple of items in here that are needed for the crafting. So I'm gonna put them in the truck so you can find them easier. Um, so there's that, and also the recipe, because you need the recipe to craft stuff. So you know, you can pick up the branch. Um, let's see, pick up the snare item, and then pick up the metal wire. So if you go into crafting, I don't have the icons for them, but like if you click on, if you were to inspect the recipe, you'd be able to get an option to craft the item. So, and there's the item. Like I don't have an icon for that one either. So now you can, you know, you can drop in place, and you can like, it's probably not going to be. I'm probably going to disable physics for this because I want it to be, you know, vertical. So then you can like just, you know, place the trap or the crafted item somewhere. Um, so that's the crafting part of it. I can't remember if I showed it to you before. Um, but yeah, so like I said, what I want to do is um, you know, kind of create a path coming into this space here. So in my little demo, I'm just gonna have the player walking over here and find some items that he's gonna be able to make a little campfire. Um, and So yeah, I mean that would be the plan. Um, so you know, I get to play around with some of the world building aspects. I haven't done too much of it. I've done a little bit, enough to make me dangerous, I guess. The way I'm looking at this, it's going to be like kind of a ramp coming in uh, from somewhere around this direction. So we'll see how that works. Um, I'm definitely getting used to the shortcuts, which I like. They're pretty easy to use. Yeah, I mean, I'm liking it a lot, you know, because you know there's a lot of things, you know, to keep you busy. so, uh, so yeah, definitely loving it. It's uh, it's a lot of fun. Hmm. Wondering how come. I think I need to paint the grass again because I'm not sure why it didn't like the grass didn't follow with the terrain. It's kind of interesting. Have you ever seen this? Like I created a ramp, but the grass just stuck under the ground. So I'm wondering if I just need to paint a little bit of it for it to come back. Yeah, I know it's normal, but not like this normal. You know, like this is not normal. And terrain. So I think like I said, I think I might need to. I'm not sure if I delete it and then undo. If it's gonna, I guess it's not gonna reposition it that way. Maybe I need to sculpt it with a regular brush, um, or do like just a smooth. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I guess that was it. So I'm just gonna use a smooth on this to and I guess it just does the repositioning of it. So that's nice. Um, Still miss a little bit around here somewhere. Well, I was thinking because this is not a move. It was like a sculpt, but a ramp. Adding a ramp. So I wasn't sure why it went like that. So, but anyways, it works. That's all that matters. So now I need to do another ramp. Having these ramps is so useful. I'm liking it quite a lot. I wish you could actually, I'm not sure if you could, I never tried it, maybe you can't. I was hoping you can tilt it, like you have it along this route, but I guess you can just start it from here and move it on this way. But yeah, the terrain is so powerful. It's really awesome. Well, I think with the ramps, I think it's pretty easy to get the beginning shape of the terrain, and then you can maybe sculpt some details in. But I think it's a lot quicker, or at least with my knowledge of Unreal, uh, it seems to be a little quicker. So now that I have the ramps in place, I can do a little bit of smooth to get the grass back in and around these areas. Oh yeah, no, like I said, I don't really know. How can you find out what resolution the terrain is? Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be using that, but at least for this little quick demo of um, the demo for what do you call it? For this little crafting / interaction items. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna build. This is pretty much gonna be the map, or the map, not the area. So it's gonna be pretty limited, you know, pretty small. So as you can see, I'm already, you know, this is the entire terrain. So so yeah, basically the player is going to start from here and move their way down. This is going to be like a path kind of thing. Um, and move on down to this, and then they discover this area. And of course, there's going to be a few things that he can do. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, as far as um, the final, you know, goal, it's definitely going to be something, you know, along the lines of you know, that world creator slash you know, world machine kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, before that, I just need to get, you know, something, um, you know, to show, I guess. Yeah. So um, so this is gonna be pretty much, yeah, because I mean, in the end, even with the big map, you know, there's gonna be areas of interest that I'm gonna do, you know, some manual work on, and so yeah. But this is also because I haven't played a lot with the terrain tool. So this is also a little bit of practice for me to um, to get a whole handle on, you know, just working with the terrain in Unreal. But yeah, so far I'm liking it a lot. Like, yeah, I mean the terrain is pretty fairly simple as far as resolution. I would say. Yeah, but as you can see, these big rocks have no LODs to them, so I need to work that out. And of course, using some of these assets, like the marketplace is just amazing. Um, you know what? I haven't gone that far, but I will definitely bug you on this, maybe on Discord at some point to kind of get an idea of, for example, what you were going for. Um, at this point, no, I don't have any targets for that. Oh, you mean like the draw calls? Well, I would say maybe somewhere around in between that. Um, I don't want to go probably at the tops of 2,500. Um, At least at this point, I've been working mostly with the the current frames per second kind of, which right now, with the streaming, they're usually somewhere around 50 on high settings. Well, I don't have a 1080 Ti. I have a 970 4-year-old video card. So, but yeah, I think definitely once I get these big hunking rocks to have LODs, and I need to get a little bit more aggressive with the LODs on these pieces, these kind of edges, because these are really high poly, and the LODs are not as aggressive as I'd like. Um, so so that's going to be a factor of this as well. And also the vegetation, I think the grass is taking quite a lot. So a lot of it I'm probably going to cut out or reduce the rendering distance. Yeah, 55,000 draw calls. I'm not entirely sure that it's going to work for me. So, yeah, if he's running like some kind of like you were saying, a Titan or something, then potentially. But yeah, for me, I don't think I'll be able to run that either. So, given that I have a older video card now, it will I will feel it if I try to run it like that. So so I'm definitely mindful of it. Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. Thank you so much for giving me that idea. Let's actually go into like a little bit more of a complex scene here. So okay, so as far as um, the draw calls, yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't call it too bad. I think it's okay, at least for a scene like this. So probably moving forward and having more than this. Um, yeah, I mean the map is probably gonna just get lower because I'm hiding some of the vegetation, and I'm not doing it the right way. It's too aggressive at this point. But for example, if I was to get into some trees, it's still pretty steady, I would say. Um, yeah, it's quite alright. I would say right here is like where I'm getting probably the most, like 400. Yeah, but right now I have literally not a whole lot going on over here, so that's why it's so low for me. But probably once I'm gonna start adding more things, it's definitely gonna climb up. I also plan on even with the um, even with the um, open world kind of thing, I'm definitely gonna be trying to create paths for the player, right? So I'm not gonna have any. I'm gonna try and not have any like really big open areas. So hopefully that would help with some of this. But yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, I'll definitely bug you with some questions on getting some of these stats because I need to write them down. I know I've been pretty conservative as far as the scene complexities and all, uh, and I'll probably keep being that way. But stat advanced RHI. Let's see. Let me actually go where stuff is being rendered, like around here. Uh, did I spell that right, or is it just or stat RHI? Yeah, let's try that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, as far as the texture memory, I think I'm like going a little bit overboard. And yeah, ooh, wow, that's actually running pretty well for like 13 million triangles. Yeah, like I said, no LODs, and these rocks are like huge. I think they're like yeah, they're 37,000 triangles. So yeah, I mean once you factor in all these rocks and then the trees, these I mean the trees aside and the rocks aside, but these are like extremely high poly. Yeah, I mean with the grass, I'll definitely have to be have to be a little stingy because right now, like for example, I think if I delete the grass, let's see, 15 million. Hey, look at that. That's like 8, 9 million just in the vegetation. Um, so yeah, I'm totally aware of the vegetation not being terrifically optimized. Well, yeah, definitely. Well, with the photogrammetry, I think the only stuff that's photogrammetry right now is so these textures that I'm using for the rock are photogrammetry texture, but I've tweaked it around a little bit, and so it kind of works a little bit better because before the texture rock was very dull. It was kind of ugly, so it wasn't very natural. So I ended up using this. But this is so awesome. Thanks again for these stats. I'm definitely going to put them to good use. So yeah, as you've seen, I'm going to be. That's probably too aggressive at the moment. With as far as the directional light, how the shadow bias. It's probably a little bit too much, but yeah, if I create some of these paths that you can't see that much in front of you, maybe that would help. So um, yeah, let's see here. Actually, this is pretty good. It's gonna be able to do a pretty decent job at like blocking the player from like going outside of these areas. Well, actually, maybe I'll be able to once this little demo is in, maybe I'll create a little build and send it over. If you'd like to test it, that'd be awesome to see how it runs on your end. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, so let's see. I'm trying to finish some of this stuff here. Um, and this one could be. Oh, no, I think I need to do it with the. cliff. There we go, that's a little better. Never give up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Never give up. I'm definitely gonna have something for you now, which makes me happy as well. Well, that's kind of sad. Oh yeah, let's try that. I think the texture memory pool is pretty big, or at least, so for me, um, I think I'm using a little bit too much right now, because all these textures are pretty damn big. Yeah, that's a little much. So if you have only 1 gig, does it mean you won't be able to load it? Yeah, so you'll be streaming from disk. Okay. Actually, that would be a good test as well to see how streaming from disk would work for people. At least you know how much impact would it have on performance. Oh, are you moving? I did not know that. This is pretty interesting. Like I had the previous mesh in here, and now the grass is stuck on there. It's kind of interesting. Hey, Khan, welcome. That's so interesting with this grass that if you paint it on meshes, um, it's kind of a pain to like delete it afterwards. That is, if I can. painted on there, but oh, there we go. I guess I just need to make the brush a little bigger. Yeah, so Oscar, I was saying, some of this grass is pretty small, so yeah, this is interesting because you can only paint on a mesh, but like if the thing is like hanging above, if you change the mesh, I guess you can make the radius a little bigger. So let's see if we make the radius a little bigger. Maybe that's a little too big. There we go. That works. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I used to use CryEngine, indeed. Oh, I'm glad they were. I'm glad they were. I wish I would have been able to continue with it, but there were a few things that just um, kept me from progressing. So I ended up moving to Unreal. The, Oscar, yeah, well, I'll definitely try and make the demo be playable because I already know a bunch of the textures that currently are 4K. So, for example, all these blocks, they're 4K. This thing is actually 8K. These are all 4K. So if I tone these down, you'll definitely be able to play it. No doubt. I mean, I'm sure you will. Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Unreal definitely has some really good lighting setup. Um, that was definitely not the reason that I moved away. I was definitely happy with the lighting and all that. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely glad my videos helped some people out. Yeah, but I mean, if you have any questions about Unreal, um, I can definitely try and answer them. And Oscar is here too, and he's quite an expert with Unreal, so he'll be able to provide some insight as well. Oh man, I haven't done this in forever. Like I'm having a lot of fun with the sculpting right now. Maybe too much fun. Oh yeah, yeah, Oscar. I know. I've been actually playing around with it for one asset. I still need to, watch a couple of more intro videos, but I was like playing around on it without even like um, looking at documentation. So and it worked out pretty good. So even taking that route, and it was pretty nice. it's so interesting with this grass how it gets positioned. Do a little bit of deleting here. Yeah, it floats. You know, you never seen that the floating grass movie? Yeah, it's a problem that that happens to everybody. You know, you think you have some grass going and it's nice, and then it just starts floating. Oh, there's more floating grass over here. Where is this floating grass coming from? Kano, yes, I am. Um, Literally called On Your Own. um, but you know, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, floating grass is actually that's the one thing that I was able to discover now is that you need to make the since the brush is floating on the ground. Um, you need to make the brush bigger so it like reaches up there. Yeah, so Kano, if you yeah, let me know. I can do a quick run through of some of the stuff that I've done already for the game. There's quite a few things going after I moved to Unreal. So so yeah, if you're interested, do let me know. I can quickly show you some of the stuff. Oh, so let me because this lighting is kind of annoying. So even though you know it's gonna take a little bit on performance, I'm gonna try and do um, the shadow distance a little bit bigger, hopefully. Um, there we go. Yeah, it's you know it is it is the one thing that I was able to come up with. I was thinking of a name, and then um, it's like, hey, you know, with some help from people, you know, like Oscar, thank you, Oscar. Um, you know, um, I've been able to do some work on this. Okay, so let me quickly jump in game. Um, yeah, these pop-ins won't happen once the game is in place. It was just me playing around with some of the things, um, and I guess once you play the game, you can actually like see where stuff is like hanging off or something. Okay, so back to showing a little bit of this. Um, okay, so in the game, you'll be able to at least you know for some of the current functionality. Um, you have an inventory and crafting, at least the stuff that I've implemented at the moment. So some of the things that you'll be able to do is, I mean, the stuff that you'll be able to pick up is not going to be as hard to find. Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, Oscar. So, yeah, some of the stuff they will be able to pick up, it's going to be some, consumable items. There's going to be equipment, like, say, for example, this torch, craftable items, and I'll show you how that works. So, first of all, let me pick up this apple since it's sitting here, and I'll pick up some of these things as well. Let's see, so what else? That and that. Um, so, currently, this is how the icons are going to look in the game. Some of them I don't have icons for, so I just need to. The way I'm doing it is just I'm actually creating a screenshot of uh, when I'm in of the actual mesh in the mesh editor. So what you'll be able to do is you can for consumable items you'll be able to consume the item, and this gives you, depending on the item, health boost or stamina boost or just your regular stuff. You can inspect it, so the inspection would be like this. Right now there's nothing that you can craft. That's something that I need to fix. So this is how you would inspect an item. Um, for stuff that are equipables, so you'd be able to, for example, like this torch is equipment, so you'd be able to equip the torch. You get a little message down here saying that you have equipped a gas torch. And if you exit out of the inventory and you hit T, you'd be able to, light up the torch. And the torch have, a consumable resource. So if you look at the gauge, it goes down, and considering that you're burning fuel, I've set up a quick shortcut right now so you can like replenish just for testing. But you'll be able to go around and inspect things. So that's the torch. Now I was telling you about the crafting, and so for crafting, if you go into crafting, in order to craft, you'll need recipes. So with the recipe, if you inspect it, you'll see what you need for that specific thing, and you get a button, not like you've seen with the apple. That's a kind of a small bug, but you'll be able to craft the item. So once you craft the item, you'll see it here that this is a small trap for small critters. So yeah, again, I don't have an icon for it, but you'll be able to drop in place. So you'll be able to. It's not going to be as jumpy because I'm going to be working on something a little better with the physics. But you'll be able to drop the snare trap, and hopefully, survive the situation and all. You'll be able to catch some kind of rodent or something. And I'm working on a way to get that areas highlighted. So either through probably a lot of them will be in this kind of a mesh where there's like like for example that looks like a little burrow or like a hole for a critter. So I'm going to be trying to do it so that it's easily identifiable, so it's not like you have to like go through, oh, where would one of these guys crawl out of, so but so that's that. Also, some of the other things that you'll be able to interact with are going to be like in this case, it's going to be this door. When I have well, it's going to be as far as the story is going to be pretty linear, but as far as the survival aspect of it, it's going to be it's going to be open world. So you'd be able to like sit around and really not engage with the story if you don't want to for ever. But if you do want to finish the story, at least the story that's planned for this portion of it, you'll be able to do that. So and that story is going to be pretty linear because it's going to hopefully, if this game makes it and people like it, it doesn't matter if it's like one person playing it and they like it, or 1,000 people playing it and they like it. Uh, but I intend on doing a part two, which I'm already thinking of how that would be. Um, some of the other environments. Let me save this real quick so I can share some of the other environments. At least one of the other environments that I was working on, just to kind of give you a quick idea of some of the other areas in the game. Let me see, where did I put that? This one. So I'll quickly jump to this one and show you what. Okay, so this is slightly because it's not all going to be in the forest kind of thing. So this is just a mansion environment, and you will be able to explore this as well. And there's a lot more. Actually, this one doesn't have any kind of interaction items on it, but there's a banana too. So there's other interactable items. There's going to be like doors, of course, that are going to work. This is just the actual mesh. I was just working on this environment. I was trying to prototype how the how this mansion is going to look, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And just trying to get some, some flooring in place, some walls in place, some ceiling in place, and just the overall layout of the mansion area, which is tied into the story of the game. And so yeah, that's just another little environment that I've been trying to prototype. So back to that level I was doing earlier. So hopefully that gives you an idea a little bit on what my plans are for this. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you like it. So let's see, and just like before, I'm trying to, since I don't really know much about backlighting, I'm trying to do it with real-time lighting. Since there's going to be some time passing as well throughout the day, and if you choose to go and just sit in the forest or just walk around, not really interact with anything else as far as the story is related, I'm trying to work that in as well, to have a time of day, day-night cycle. And yeah, real-time lighting definitely gonna help with that. And yeah, Oscar, you're right. But yeah, kind of that's definitely right. Baking light definitely gives you really nice results. Um, Unfortunately, at least for now, I'm gonna try and go with dynamic, since pretty much everything is going to write up dynamic things nowadays. Um, so I'm gonna be trying to do that. Yeah, that's the thing I like about. I also like about Unreal. You get the options to either do the light bake, or you know, don't do the light bake and go with real time. And the real time solution, I'm actually liking it a lot. Like I had somebody that actually thought that this was in CryEngine. So sure, why not? I mean, it's just a matter of getting to the settings that you like, and not necessarily so much of the engine. Um, in the end, like Oscar was telling me a bunch of times, is we're just trying to make a game. You know, the engine is the tool. So quote unquote there uh, for Oscar. Yeah, light. That's exactly the evil is in the details, and that's what I'm using right now with light propagation volumes, and I'm actually really happy with the result. So, um, you know, performance-wise and how it looks wise. So, um, look at that tree. It's like I used to have to hang off of something. In CryEngine, you can make your own shaders. I know there's one person in the community that's doing that, um, but you have to learn the language of, I think it's in HLSL, something like that. Um, so definitely not as straightforward as Unreal. Um, oh, without HLSL, I don't, not that I know of. I don't think you can. I mean, you pretty much stuck with what you have currently, and you know they're pretty powerful shaders, no doubt. Uh, but some of the stuff, some of the fancy effects you see in Unreal, it would be pretty tough to do them in there. Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of the drawbacks if you want to do like custom shaders and stuff. Um, like I said, hopefully this community member is going to do you know more on it. But I'm not entirely sure how much he's going to be able to do. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, their current shaders are really good. So, um, I mean, of course, if you want to get fancy, that's where um, the custom you would have to do something from scratch. So um, that's going to be entirely up to you. And that's one of the things I don't really know how complex. I mean, from looking at some of the code is not the easiest way. It's not or like not the um, easiest to do. Um, but I think if you just like with pretty much everything else, if you spend the time, um, you will be able to get some stuff going. Though, like I said, I'm not entirely sure how much time you need to spend. So. Uh, Yeah, and I think Oscar, you're right. That's the other difficult part about it. That you know you gotta account for you know all these directexes. Yeah, exactly. The details, the details. This is one of the things I don't really get. Is like when you duplicate a mesh, especially like one of these that you have vegetation painted on it. Why does it duplicate the vegetation as well? That's kind of, maybe it's a setting. But definitely, yeah, the details are, or the devil is in the details. And that tree is like growing like in the weirdest spot ever. I don't think I've seen a tree like that. Oh yeah, on the trees, right? You're right. Let me see where that tree is. Oh yeah, and this tree is also like, I think I've picked one of the worst trees out of that pack because I need to re-export this. I'm not sure what this is doing, why these are in here. So probably that takes quite a lot of, um, is having quite a bit of issues. I was kind of thinking that I did something the other day to this um, that was kind of affecting its rendering. Kind of. I try to stream like steadily as far as the time on the weekends. Um, like right around this time on Sunday, you know, like 10 a.m. Or 11 a.m. Eastern time. So people in Europe uh, and hopefully people on the West Coast. I know I can't cover everybody, but they can probably take a stop by. But I also stream during the week at 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern, so that way people in like India I think can also yeah. So there you go. It's 4 p.m. right now. Can stop by and check out the stream. Uh, but I mean, so that's Sundays is I'm trying to do it as a pretty um, oh, so you're in Canada. Okay, yeah. So it's 12:12 for me. Um, so you're probably Eastern right now as well. I'm Eastern time too. So awesome. Yeah. Well, so like I said, I try to stream during the week as well. After getting in from back from work or something. But sometimes it's around. I would say maybe around 10 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, hopefully that works. Uh, so yeah, Oscar. I was trying to figure out what I was doing wrong with this, but yeah. So hopefully you'll stop by. If you have any other questions, I can definitely try and answer them. Like I said, I've only been using Unreal for maybe six. I'm getting close to 6 months. Um, so I might not be a great expert at it, but you know. Okay, so Oscar, let's see the LOD distance is in the foliage. I have to say I haven't done this too much. Um, but oh, you've been using it for 3 years. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I might be able to ask you some stuff about it. Oscar, um, where exactly is it? Because I can't seem to find it. Yeah, so this is the foliage asset here. Oh, in the assets list. So you mean like here in the content browser? Yeah, no, I was kind of thinking the cool distance might be it, but I'm not entirely sure where that is. I think I played around with it the other day, and now I can't seem to find it. So, but yeah, so this is the mesh asset, right? The foliage asset. Oh yeah, well that's a good point. Um, well, aren't we really using the? I'm not sure if it's like a different. I don't think this is like an actual foliage asset. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. Because right now this only has a mesh asset. Right? Hopefully I'm making sense. Oh, so it creates a fully adjusted. Okay. Um, but the question is, how would I find that? Because I mean, it didn't really. I mean, it wouldn't create anything in. Whoops. I was kind of thinking I can search in here. Um, why am I not able to see it? What the hell? Am I blind? Oh yeah. I guess. Yep. So, what would be a good distance for that? I mean, what do you use? Oh yeah, let's try that. You know what I'm thinking? Um, I'm not entirely sure that's the problem. I think the problem is. Hey, yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, Connor. Yeah, nice to have you. So stop on by. Have a nice day, dude. Um, so yeah, Oscar, I think I'm not sure if this was the case, but I've tried to use like a call volume, cooling. I think it's called a cooling valve, cooling volume, um, and I deleted it, and I'm not sure if those settings actually stayed with it, or kind of if it's affecting stuff. Well, I used to have it, but I deleted it. Like I removed it from here. So um, I would think not. Um, and let's try. Let me see if let me add another tree in here. So maybe we can see if let's see, spruce tree. I kind of like these trees. So um, let me add this one and see um, if we can paint some of this. Oh yeah, so that's good. So it must be something in that um, that it might be causing some issues with it. Um, yeah, oh, you're right. You're right. But I think after using it, I've started noticing that. But again, you know, it was kind of late last night when I was playing around with it, so I'm thinking I might have, you know, I might have made a boo boo, you know, so to speak. So, but yeah, I'm gonna try and search for that. I don't wanna waste time to see what mistake I might have done. Oh yeah, no, I definitely do. I definitely do. I do. I do. Okay, so this tree and this tree, we can also set them so that it sets the dynamic lighting. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, and you were saying, I think I missed it. To um, In order to in game to see what I'm seeing here. Um, what was um, what was that setting? As far as the draw distance, I think what it was, right? You were telling me that there's like an option for that. Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's something more related to the camera on the player rather than anything else. Let me take a quick look. Um, um, oh, it was. I thought it was like a render distance or something like that. Mistaking. Well, so G is game mode, right? But um, can't remember. Yeah, see that's where you can tell somebody is still a beginner with Unreal. It's like I remember doing something, but I can't remember how to do it again. You know. Um, but yeah, I think overall the scene turned out, I think, pretty nicely. I had to import a cube. Hey, you know what? I've imported cube before just to test stuff. and they've imported just fine. Thank you. Yeah, so let's see how the um, oh, where was that? Like source. If I change the angle a little bit, I think that looks pretty good. Everyone did the course. Yeah, that's the first thing you learn in Blender is like how to delete the default cube. There's a specific time when you want to delete the cube, right? Yeah, that's looking pretty decent, I would say. Uh, Now, hopefully, I'll be able to cut back on some of the polys for uh, oh, try at midday. Yeah, let's see. You select that light, and midday would probably be kind of here. But yeah, I haven't done any what do you call it? Any work on doing the full time of day. Yeah, and I mean, I definitely prefer, something, later in the day, like maybe somewhere around here, um, something like that. That gives some pretty decent look to things. Um, of course, one of the things that I was meaning to add into this because the background is pretty empty, I think. Maybe I know there's been some like there's been a bunch of like free packages, so that's awesome. That's people posted a bunch of free packages on there. Uh, but I know one of them had some distance mountains or something like that, or and those look really nice. Now if I can find them, that'd be even better. Hmm. Yeah, 8 and 4 p.m. I think afternoon times is probably the nicer times, I guess. You get a bit more of a, you know, I think it's a much nicer kind of, lighting situation, like, like at this time, for example, you get some nice things going on around here. Hey, there's nothing popping in and out. I need to figure out what's going on with that one. But yeah, around here also, that's a nice time of day that looks pretty good. Um, so yeah, one of the things that I need to try and find is I can't for the life of me remember where I placed that um, um, kind of this distant like this distant mesh mountain thing. Um, could it be labeled mountain? No, I guess not. I was hoping that I can find it, but maybe at least for now, maybe we can fake it with something like this. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we'll give it a try. It's kind of sucky, but you know, it does add a little bit of. Now, if I can like, whenever I'm gonna get this distance worked out, um, and I position that thing a little better because it looks like it's floating. Welcome to Pandora of Avatar. Um, so yeah, I need to figure out what's going on with this in-game camera, and hopefully be able to find the actual mountain or however that thing I labeled was. No, those rocks. If you mean these ones, the big ones, they're not foliage. Um, it's just a static mesh. I mean, it's I like it. It's quite versatile, um, and I mean, definitely right now it's kind of like. Yeah, but that's the thing. You know, I don't have any. I've removed that call distance volume, so um, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I'll try and figure it out. Um, I mean, that could also be the case, though. Uh, let's see. So I'm not sure if it's you mean in here. I mean, I would think it might be here, but I couldn't figure out if it was. Just collision stuff. Hmm. Um, I'm kind of inclined to think that it might be something with the camera that I've tweaked and it wasn't really well done. Um, so, yeah, there's definitely some more stuff that I want to do, especially around this area here, because, you know, this rock looks like it's... oh yeah, no rush. Um, yeah, this rock looks kind of funky, I would say. Like the way it's kind of biting into this thing here, so... Um, so that's a little bit better. It looks like, you know, you see the edge of it, and it's a little bit better. It's still a little um, too blocky, I think. Though it is a little better. I need to kind of work them out a little more, um, just so that it looks a little bit more like, you know, they belong, and not so much like this. Now, I feel like I can get something that would give kind of an edge, like kind of a crest here, because it's, I mean, it will look nice from the side kind of here, but the top of it looks like it's been cut off with a buzz saw or something, you know? Let's see if we can do something, rotating these around a little bit. I'm definitely liking this asset. It's pretty versatile. Oh, okay, one sec. Okay, so I think we were looking at, or at least trying this one. So if it's a static mesh, go to the Properties tab. Are you referring to each one in the level? Like, for example, I have that one. So yeah, rendering, and oh, so you're thinking maybe let's do 15,000? I mean, would it be in the desired, right? But oh yeah, no, sorry, 15,000. But the thing is, the current max draw distance, um, that is still shown as like 0.0009. I'm not sure why that is like that. So I think that's still being, influenced by this. I mean, that is if this is where I'm looking at, the LOD. So we have rendering. Oh, maybe, okay, yeah, that would do it. I just need to do that for select the other ones. But I'm wondering if I do the never distance call, if the draw distance is taken into account. Oh, okay. Well, so at least for now, if it's set it for the purpose of this, let's see. Let me select all of them. And let's do this. Oh yeah, hey, that's much better. Sweet, thank you so much, Oscar. So I need to do that, and also the cliffs. So I think it would be these guys here. Um, yeah, thank you so much. Okay, now they're shown, so that's awesome. Very, very nice. This one is kind of, there we go. Oh wow, so much fog, that's too much fog. And I'm thinking maybe those trees are doing the same thing, so I'll try and figure that as well. So yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with the LPVs. That tree is like not the best looking tree growing that way. Yeah, I mean, the whole volumetric thing, I'm still debating on it. You know, yes, no, kind of thing. So, um, right, right. But like I was saying, you know, I need to maybe work with some of these trees, and because right now, uh, shader complexity is a little high, you know, if you ask me. So, um, I mean, maybe these trees could definitely, I could definitely cut some branches off of them, just removing some of them so that, you know, hopefully cutting back on some of that. Um, Yeah, it's a pretty, and that's why I want to be more aggressive with LODs for the trees. Um, I need to definitely try and um, yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, there is quite a lot of detail in it, and I like it because I mean they're really good looking trees. But but yeah, I can I should just push the LEDs a little further. So so that should definitely help. Yeah, I mean I've seen big oak like a big oak going to like 30,000 or something like that. Like that's I think from the ones that come with speed tree, they they are pretty well up there. So so yeah. Well, all right. So I think that's going to be it for today. Um, I'm going to be grabbing a little bit of lunch, and maybe I'll come back do a little bit of a stream later on. Um, oh yeah, I mean that's a good idea too, Oscar. Doing having like hero trees, right? So I'm definitely thinking about that as well. But definitely not 30K. Yeah, no, this is yeah, it's not um, very good. So, all right. Well, thank you so much again for all your help, and thank you everyone for stopping by. Um, like I said, I'll try and see if I can do another stream later on today, if nothing else comes up. Um, but yeah, uh, hope hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon. Yeah, thank you again, Oscar, for stopping by and for all your help. So yeah, everyone, take care. Yeah, if I do stream, I'll let you know. I'll see how the schedule looks later on today. Okay, take care, everyone.